Hello guys, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, and you can refer previous videos. In the previous video we have discussed what is your daily task and responsibilities if you are a ServiceNow developer, or 5 to 10 year experience, and if you are 3 to 4 year experience also you can refer the same, and what are the daily tasks which you must cover and all. And not only the daily task, but also it should cover about your strength and your knowledge about other modules, and what exactly your daily roles and responsibility. All these things were discussed in the previous video. So in this current video you have to tell about the what are the modules in ServiceNow which generally available, and it may interview questions may come from any of these modules, because ServiceNow means not only ITSM but including all these things like project portfolio management or customer service management, and these modules along with that knowledge management, release management, risk management, how you are going for managing the risk, and along with that which is basically customer service management, what is strategic portfolio management, what is financial service management, and all this. So you don't have to know thorough about all these modules, but basic of all these modules you definitely have to be have a proper knowledge about. So when we say about ServiceNow, so the very first things which comes into the picture is ITSM. So ITSM is IT service management, and inside that we can say all these incident, change, problem, and all comes into the picture. So you must have idea regarding all these ITSM process and all. So very first thing which are coming is incident management. Like, what is the incident management? It is basically restoring the normal service as soon as possible, such as to minimize the impact on business. And it also, we can say that the impact and urgency must be addressed in these things so that incident can be properly logged. And if you say about incident management process, then we can say these are the incident management processes. So when interviewer asks about these questions like incident management, you have to tell about the basic definitions as well as some live scenario and the basic things which you know about, like incident management process. Like in incident management process, I try to go for identifying the process, and then we go for the logging the incident, and we go for categorizing the incident, then how you go prioritize and then diagnosis, and we can say if this incident is not resolved, what is the escalation phase, and how we are investigating the incident, and how finally we are providing a resolution, and finally how we are closing the incidents. So you have to tell about these things in a brief, and if interviewer wants to know about more regarding like, okay, how you are going for escalation of an incident, then you have to inform about like, okay, in SLA all these things are defined, and also there is inactivity monitor where all these things are logged, and all these things you can go in depth. But basic things, if they ask about what you know about incident, then definitely these things you know to explain about. And along with that they will ask what is the major incident in ServiceNow. So if you can say that normal incidents have a certain time frame and all, but if the impact is higher or if the impact is more, in that case we are creating a major incident out of that. So if any interviewer is asking about major incident, so basic things which I have marked in this blue, you can say at least these points you have to cover, like what is the major incident management, what are the key characteristics of major incident management, just as I have said that it must have a high impact, high urgency, and may have high visibility. So those are covered in that major incident. And what is the difference between normal incident and major incident, like major incident process, how it is identified, what is the major incident declaration, and how it is communicated, how we are assignment and doing the collaboration, and how the investigation is done, what is the resolution and recovery for major incident, and how we are just closing the major incident. So these things must be touched when he asks about the major incident process or major incident. So what you try to answer, just like I have the understanding of all these process. And if you want to do if the interviewer wants to listen in a detailed way, then you can go, okay, these are the phases, and in particular if he is want to know like how the interview in how the assignment process is working in the major incident, then you can go detail like here incident is escalated to a major incident manager, and we have to create a major incident workbench. Depending on that workbench, we further process. So so some of the features which generally provided in major incident management, so that it can be identified separately with other comparating to other incidents. So like you can see, they have a separate dashboard, they have the KPIs, the integration and event management are binded properly, and these are some of the best practices which are covered in major incident management. And along with that, definitely they want to ask, or interviewer want to know how depth you are in this particular module. So whatever answer you are giving, suppose you have tell that okay, you have idea regarding major incident management, then definitely he is going to ask, have you ever configured that from scratch? It is the 100% question. So you have to be well prepared that okay, yeah, I have done a reset configuration in major incident management, and I have done that in phase wise. And you can say in the first phase the foundation and planning was done, where I have categorize these things based on their priority, impact, urgency and condition. And also in that foundation and planning activity, I can say I have identified the stakeholders. So whenever interviewer is asking that okay, you know how to configure that major incident, so definitely you have to tell immediately about the 5 phases or total activity, because if you will go into one activity very detailedly, he may lose interest for the second activity. So first you need to tell that okay, these are the 5 phases. Like in first phase I have gone for the configuration of foundation data, and in second phase I have gone for core configuration, and in third phase we can say I have gone for this operational configuration, and in fourth I have done the testing and validation. And when we tell about that okay, this is the foundation and planning activity, which is the first phase, you have to tell okay, in the first I have set the priority, impact and urgency, categorize these things, and I have to identify who are the stakeholders who are going for these major incidents. And in second phase I have done for the core configuration. So as you are a developer or architect, you have to stick to the core thing, like you have to give example in a practical manner, like in a scripting. If you have idea regarding some scripting, then definitely you should highlight that. Okay, like how you have done the core configuration in ServiceNow, then you have to tell okay, in navigation pane you have to go to the system definition and table, and here we are working on incident table. And in configuration I have idea like in JavaScript I have done the manual configuration for this major incident, so you can inform that in JavaScript these are the things which you have added, so that the major incident is categorized. And from scripting point of view, if you can at least touch down 2 to 3 line of this coding, then definitely here you have the edge. He knows that okay, this guy is technical as well as have depth knowledge about all the modules. So like this, you can say that in HTML also you have designed the page where you have created separately these incident management to track down and all. And in third phase we can say that operational configurations were provided, like via the major incident we can add some wizard, create a particular home page to track the role, and we can also see the details over ACLs and all. And in finally testing and validation phase, how you have done the dry run, how you have done the testing and all. So all these things are covered in the major incident management. Okay, so at least you have to prepare about one question this much, like major incident, then you have to thoroughly prepare about all these things. So all these things I can provide. So if you want, you can inform about this in the chat or link section, so that we can provide all these questions for detail. And this is all about the major incident. And second part is basically the change management. So if they are asking about have you ever worked with change, then definitely you have to be idea regarding Okay, what is the change management? Like here we can say that addition, removal or modification of anything which affect your IT service, all these things are covered in change management. And along with that change management, what are the fields and tab? You have to be technical. I am saying it again and again that every technical aspect or every technical field detail you have to provide so that interviewer will get idea, okay, this guy knows about each and detail everything. So here all these field like priority, risk and impacts will be covered, and these are the tabs which are available in change management, we can say. And along with that, what are the change states like new, access, authorize, schedule, impact and review. And if there is a definitely change management life cycle is there, so where that change life cycle like CAB or CAB approval, what is that, and some basic terminology you must be aware like what is the normal, standard and emergency change, how it is different, how the things are differing, and what are the type of change which you have worked like standard change or emergency change. So you can say that standard change are predefined, such as we have planned it before, whereas emergency change we can say it need to be done quickly and we can skip some reviews over there. And in normal change, these are planned and reviewed before the implementation. So these basic difference you have to idea about, and this document provides all these further details like what exactly covered in normal change. So if they keep on asking what exactly is covered in normal change, then you can say that in normal change these are the labels and how these changes are implemented or reviewed and closed, and full range of assessment and all done. And along with that, you should have idea regarding how to create a change request, the process you have to write about that process or know about that process, like what is exactly the role required if you are creating a change like ITIL or admin or SM change, right? These role you must have. And if you are just creating a change request, then what are the fields you must be aware of. So all these things you have to be prepared about. And on the form, what are the change request form, in the change request form what are the fields you must what are the compulsory fields you must be aware about and must be filled so that this change request can be created, like requested by category, service and all. So these documents are covered to means cover all these topics which will be asked from change management. And along with that, what is the priority, what is the impact, how the type is defined, what is the conflict status, what is the assignment group. The yellow mark are the definite sections which you definitely want to cover when you are going, because when you are describing the thing you cannot touch down all the thing, but definitely the yellow mark thing definitely you have to cover in your interview. So how the cab approval is required, and how the cab approval is doing, what is the service offering, all these things you need to cover in a change management basically. And there is a sample change request form is there which are generally as a template used. Okay, so these are basically incident change, and we can say SLA also, so similar thing like what is exactly SLA, how the things are calculated, what is the task table, how the start and stop condition when you are creating a SLA with any organization. Okay, so you are defining the parameters like what is the table, duration, schedule, and what is the type of SLA. Depending on the customer, you are defining that okay, these incidents should be covered within, or these incidents should be addressed within 3 hours. These incidents should be solved within 7 hours. And if the priority of customer is higher, you cannot take so much time for solving that incident. It should be reduced to 5 hours. Instead of 5 hours, it should be reduced within 1 hour. So all these things are defined in SLA. And one question which cover in SLA is retroactive SLA. Like what exactly is retroactive SLA? And it basically does the calculation starting from the past. So all these things are the definite interview question, and whatever the thing which are mentioned in pen, these are one of the, each one is an interview question. Okay, so these are basically incident change. And finally the problem management, like what is exactly covered in problem management, what is an incident and what is a problem, and in which case problem management, what is the problem management life cycle, like new, assess and root cause analysis, fix in progress, resolved, closed. All these things are covered in problem management. Okay, so along with that, some other modules like knowledge management, release management, risk management, and how you are going for managing the risk. What is the all these things are covered in this document. And if you want to go for some project management kind of position, like you are a senior guy of 10 plus year of experience, and you definitely have to be knowledge on this project portfolio management, and how this project portfolio, what are the modules which are covered in portfolio management, like those you must have idea. So if I'm talking about that project management, then how you are setting up the project, how you are managing the project, how you are closing the projects, all these things covered in a project management part of it. And when we say about that portfolio management, it is one of the demanding section where all these things are covered, like what is innovation, what is demand, how the project management is coming into the picture, how the resources are managed, how the portfolio is managed, and the program, and how the time card comes into the picture when all these things are managed. And we have to create a report which is basically that PPM analytics and reporting, and PPM reference is there. So generally, as an idea, whatever ideas are coming into the manager or stakeholder, they can draft that in innovation management. And out of that innovations, some are created by client also, or by stakeholders, so they are considered in demand management. So how these demands are again created and drafted to project management, all these things are covered in project portfolio management. So you must have idea regarding what is the plugins, what is the standard criteria which comes in the picture when you are going for project portfolio management, like innovation, demand, and along with that, which are the project management resources, how the project workspace coming into the picture, how the resources are done, all these portfolios are working together, how these, so basic things. If they are asking like, okay, if you are asking that what is exactly portfolio management, so at least you have to touch down these points, like portfolio is basically collection of related programs or projects or demands. So out of that, using portfolio, you can track the programs, projects, and demands, and perform financial planning. So at least tell that if someone is asking about what is project portfolio management, tell basically about these 9 sections which are covered in portfolio. And if required, if the interviewer wants to listen, then you can touch down detailing in each of the things, how the resources are covered in resource management, all these things you can drill down and tell him detailing. So it is not possible to cover all this topic detail wise. I'm just giving the brief overview, and in upcoming videos I will try to focus each of the videos, each of the sections in a detailed manner. And telling about that project, so you have to be ensure about how the timely project should be delivered, so how you are managing the project on time delivery. So for that you can write the thing in a script manner, or you can set timelines for your go live event and all. And these are the tasks for which the on time delivery can be configured. Okay, along with that, some other modules are there, like how you have configure your project management stages. For general project management point of view, here you can say, okay, here we have planned, gone for this planning, then team building, then assigning and setting the budget and scope and all these things. So all these things is covered over here. And along with that, the event management is there, where if they ask what is exactly event management, you can tell that, okay, Servicenow event management basically identifies all the health issues and shows as a notification. So event management is nothing but as a notification, whatever things are coming in system, they are shown in the screen in a notification point of view. So event match fields or event compose fields are format, they are applying a alert and showing in your screen. So that is basically the event management, and how the event is generated, how the event is created, all these things are mentioned over here. we can say. So you can go in a detailed way, like when you are creating an event and there are some event rules are there, okay, how the event rules are performed and all, and this is covered over here. And along with that, in project management point of view, another thing is portfolio management, which I have already shown. Like what is the portfolio management, what it covers, and how the portfolio means the program, demand, and project comes into the portfolio. How all these things are mentioned over here. So along with that, these are some of the modules and other modules including Servicenow customer service management and strategic portfolio management and financial service management. All these things are covered in these. Like what is the requirement of CSM? So CSM, we can say that customer service management, what is the requirement, what is the key benefits, and we can say what is how we are going for key use case, how you are going to implement the key CSM. All these things are covered in this in a detailed format. So definitely he will ask, if he is covering out the CSM, he will definitely ask that what is how you have gone for CSM implementation. So you have to be thorough about that key CSM implementation and key configuration and how the reporting, how the phased approach is there. All these things are configured, and what is the basic things which we have covered in CSM. All these things is mentioned over here in this phased manner. So at least you have to prepare about all these things so that he can, any interview questions comes, and these are not only the sections of CSM, but these are individual questions of all these CSM. Like, have you ever integrated CSM with ITOM? Then definitely say, yeah, I have done an implementation with ITOM. And technically you have to say that, okay, these are the plugin required, and how this event management coming into the CSM, you have to go on for a detail. And similarly, that strategic portfolio management is there, which is basically all the strategic employee enterprise agile project portfolio management. All these things covered in that strategic portfolio management. So these are the modules which are available in ServiceNow, starting from incident, change, problem, and knowledge, release management, risk management, along with that project portfolio management, and how this event management is configured, and how the CSM is working. All these things is covered over here. Separate documents are available for all the CSM and all for source to pay and for strategic portfolio management and all. Thank you. I will keep posted with other modules and other interview questions, and you can reach out to me if you want or any further details for this particular module. Thank you.